history tonight, Stipe. You became the first man to defend the heavyweight title 3 times in the history of the sport. Congratulations for that, and congratulations for cementing your position as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in a very, very tough fight. Congratulations on achieving your goal.
Last thing.
Look at Ciryl Gane's face. He's surprised. He's like overwhelmed at what just happened.
John did not go into that fight thinking and acknowledging you're the superior striker. You're a professional striker. You have knocked out many men in this division. I have knocked out none. I must get you to the ground. Hoist Gracie taught us this in 1993. I must get you to the ground. He had no urgency. When they went to the ground, John didn't mean to go to the ground. There was not only the clumsiest, most accidental takedown of the evening, it's the clumsiest, most accidental takedown that I've ever seen in championship history. John wanted to stand. Where would he get that? Why would he think that he could do that? Why was Ciryl running from it? Why was Ciryl so scared of that position? Why, when they got in that position, did he want out? I'm not teasing Ciryl, not in the least. I'm making sure to try to observe and accurately identify what I saw so that I can make a prediction and actually accurately identify the future, which in this case, Stipe Miocic. But it's a really stunning thing, and if you were to get John beat, what would you do?
I really do believe that I'm one of the strongest heavyweights in the heavyweight division. When I was a light heavyweight, people would say all the time, John is a lot stronger than what he appears to be. Almost every opponent, can say that. And now that I've been powerlifting and living a martial arts lifestyle, I really truly believe that I'm the strongest heavyweight in the heavyweight division. There's guys that can do a lot of things probably more than me. Guys can squat more than me, bench more than me. But when it comes to just total strength and muscular endurance and knowing how to pace yourself and knowing how to use endurance, I believe I'm one of the most fit athletes in the game, whether I look like it or not. And I believe in my next fight, I'll go into it with a different level of confidence, an even higher level of confidence. I believe that I'm going to look really great. I'm going to have even higher endurance than I had today, which is going to be hard to beat because I'm in really great condition.
As of right now, he's just going out there and playing with guys. I want to see him tested.
Fight fans, welcome back to Luxurytainment. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the fights between Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic.
From the arena on Fight Island,
It's the lead.
After 3 years of lingering doubts about his heavyweight run, Jon Jones was able to silence all of that at UFC 285. Jon Jones disposed of Ciryl Gane with ease, submitting the former interim champion inside half a round to become the undisputed heavyweight champion. Right after the fight, John Jones directed his attention to ex-champion Stipe Miocic, who was in attendance that night. The newly minted champ called out Stipe, whom he also deemed as the greatest heavyweight of all time. "You all want to see me beat up Stipe," Jones said, addressing the Las Vegas crowd during his Octagon interview with Joe Rogan. "One thing I know about the UFC is we give the fans what they want to see."
When you get on a roll, you start to think things are going to be. There's nothing you can do. Happens in everything in life. You start getting good in business, you start getting a hot hand, you will start doing other things just like, oh, I can't miss. And then you will, and you'll realize, hey, gotta slow down, gotta be smart. I can't do anything. I can't just do everything. I just share with you, there is a concern for me when John Jones, in this case, it's any athlete, not giving John a hard time over here. When any athlete gets a really good result that they shouldn't have got, right? If you're gonna finish a guy who's younger, who's bigger, and who's more active than you, and you're going to finish him in the first round without so much as a scrape, you are going to have massive amounts of strategy, of training, and focus on that one guy. None of that happened. John thought he was fighting Francis. Then John thought he was fighting Stipe. I mean, you want to give John Jones credit, make sure you understand. He thought he was fighting Francis. And it wasn't like that at all. If John would have gone out there and had this tactical match against Francis Ngannou, we could say, well, yeah, but John's known for 3 years and he's been studying him. He's doing nothing but planning for him. He saw his opening, went for that takedown. That's the one that he's susceptible for. We could, all of those things would be true. He wasn't any more prepared for Ciryl Gane than he was the credit for that.
Oh my goodness! He's talking to Dana! Oh my goodness!
Stipe Miocic, I hope you're training, my guy. You're the greatest heavyweight of all time, and that's what I want. I want you real bad. During the post-fight scrum, UFC president Dana White did confirm that this is the fight to make next. I don't know when, but he's definitely fighting Stipe, Dana White told Lux Entertainment. For Dana White, John Jones is now the undeniable GOAT, and if he does end up winning against Miocic, retirement could be a possibility. He wants to fight Stipe, so we'll make the Stipe fight, and whatever he wants to do after that, we'll be lucky if we get to see him again. Or maybe he doesn't, maybe he retires after that, I don't know. Back in November, Dana White shut down reports of a supposed fight between Jones and Miocic, supposedly for December 2022 in Vegas. The former heavyweight champ, who turns 41 this year, hasn't fought since his second-round knockout loss to Francis Ngannou at UFC 260 in 2021.
John says, look, they wanted us to fight. I wanted to fight. You were the champion, you knew that I was coming, and you knew that Dana said we were gonna fight. And you found reasons, whatever they were, not to do it. That's true. That is true. Now, what his intent was, but I don't think John's wrong to come out and say that Francis was scared. I mean, I don't think John's wrong in that. Doesn't mean Francis was scared, but it could mean that John believes that. Don't you think John's probably given more info than we have? John's probably been given a frustrating call. Hey man, I just talked to Francis. Doesn't look like this happened. He's saying X, Y, and Z. You think that's probably likely?
There were many memorable sights at UFC 285, but none maybe as massive as seeing the light heavyweight GOAT Jon Jones submit Ciryl Gane in the first round to become the heavyweight champion. It looks like the UFC's former heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic will be Jon's first defense, and we now have betting odds for it. Of course, Jon Jones is going to be a big betting favourite here. We've never seen him really lose. Stipe has done great things at heavyweight, the greatest things even. He can strike with the best of them and out-wrestle most, but we've seen him lose. We know that he's beatable. We can't say the same for Jon Jones. By hook or by crook, Jones has been unbeatable. The heavyweights landscape seemingly had a roadmap all laid out before UFC 285 even got underway. Now the champion of his new division, Jon Jones, made it clear beforehand that he'd fight and defeat Ciryl Gane. Then he wanted to face the former two-time champion and arguable divisional best ever, Stipe Miocic. Jon Jones' first round guillotine of Gane, with 0 injuries, appears to have set things up flawlessly for the encounter to go down during International Fight Week this summer. UFC President Dana White says it's on. Jones and Miocic want it, and Jones already warned Miocic to dedicate himself entirely to mixed martial arts and take time off from firefighting if he hopes to beat him. I think everyone tries to say that, and they realize they're in a world of hurt when it's not happening the way they want. Stipe Miocic responded to Jones. I don't know if he knows this, but I've been a fireman the whole time I've been in my career in the UFC. But whatever, that's none of my business. I don't really care. Like Jones was for Gane, it will be Miocic who returns from a lengthy layoff in his next appearance. The proud Ohioan last stepped foot in the octagon, dropping his title to Francis Ngannou in their March 2021 rematch. Miocic enjoyed UFC 285, sitting in the front row and expected to see a back and forth affair. Ultimately, Jones' wrestling spelled the end before the action even got going. Stipe told Luxurytainment, "I thought I was going with Ciryl in the beginning of the week, but the more I talked about it with other people, the more I thought about it. I thought it was more even. I just said if Ciryl keeps it on the feet, he picks him apart, him all day. It's still going to be a great fight, but I thought if Jon Jones used his wrestling, it's going to be a long night for Ciryl. I was not ready for that. I thought it was going to be a big war for 5 rounds, but I was definitely wrong. Good for John, but I will hand Jon Jones his first legitimate MMA loss. Jon Jones told Luxurytainment, "No more fat jokes, as I learned so much in this first heavyweight fight. I'll come back at the same exact weight, but much leaner. The hard work I'll put in over the next few weeks will be obvious. I predict different in my first title defense. Ultimately, it's not about looks, it's about performance." The 35-year-old Jon Jones will jump out of the frying pan and into the fire when he collides with former heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. While Jones was able to handle Gane thanks to superior wrestling, I believe that Jon Jones' next opponent of Stipe Miocic will be a much more difficult challenge. Stipe is good everywhere, and beside having an excellent wrestling level, he also has knockout power. If Jones tries to take him down in the very beginning, he will need to spend energy that he may need in the rest of the 5 rounds, so it will force him to strike. But even being a much more difficult challenge, Stipe Miocic is ready to hand Jon Jones his first career loss. So guys, who do you have winning in this fight between Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and have a great day.